Stay tuned and let's check out this Marvel Legends Spider-Man retro carded Spider-Man 2099. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much, much appreciated. Today, let's kick off a brand new wave of Marvel Legends that just so happens to be my favorite slice of nostalgia with a Spider-Man retro card wave in that glorious 90s Toy Biz tribute packaging and a character we have already had on this card back with Spider-Man 2099, but now it is on that pinless tech and it's on a much better suited body for their actual bulkier character design as well. He comes with a couple interchangeable sets of hands, so nothing too exciting, but just in regards to this particular character design in the Hasbro era, we did get it a decade ago in a Build-A-Figure wave, and then we got the re-release on the actual card back in 2021, so now we have this updated version in 25/26 depending on when this arrives at your door. So there he is in the box. On the front, on the back, we get the stencil, the rest of the figures in that wave, and of course a write-up that says, in the year 2099, a lab accident rewrites the genetic code of scientist Miguel O'Hara, turning him into Spider-Man. Or as we know, Spider-Man 2099. And I'm sure it's not going to be the last character we get from that era of the comics in this coming year. Let's get him open. Here he is out of the packaging, and like I mentioned, unfortunately his only accessories are these two sets of interchangeable hands, so definitely a missed opportunity to get maybe an unmasked Miguel head sculpt, as that's something we don't have in the Legends line, and that would have added an element to our display options as well. So just the hands on this occasion, and the base body itself is familiar as it's the Renew Your Vows body from the feet all the way up to the neck. The arms and head are new. Obviously we've got the new sculpted elements for the mask, but there's also some new sculpted elements for the arms as well, as that is a unique element to his character design. So there is a little bit of newness on here. Of course, we've got his cape, which is made out of that tattered web as well, which is done in a more pearlescent white web rather than a translucent one. So overall, looking very clean, completely pinless like I mentioned, and it's less metallic than that previous one as well, which I'll show you in a moment. But let me get the tape measure out so we can see he stands at about 6.5 inches in height, as we'd come to expect from the Renew Your Vows body, about 16 centimeters, if you will. But let's get out that previous version. So again, like always, it is completely up to you whether you need to purchase the new one and you'd like it an upgrade. Do you even consider it an upgrade? In my mind, it definitely is, as you've got that pinless tech, which is definitely holding the test of time better than these pinned bodies. And also, it's about colour preference as well. Like, do you like the metallic shine of this blue, or do you prefer the sort of deeper, rich royal blue over here? And again, because the body's thicker, you can actually see the designs of his spider logo a lot better on this body as well. And of course, the capes, like I mentioned, you've got one smaller translucent version with the old one, and then you've got this white pearlescent one, which is a lot bigger and tattier and just stands out a lot more as well. So as always, completely up to you whether you consider it an upgrade and if you need to purchase the new one. But in my mind, it absolutely is. But again, you let me know in the comments. And until then, we'll take a closer look at this one. Nothing overly complicated then with the head sculpt. You just get those risen sculpted lines painted in red, which give the eyes that sort of blue silhouette. So yeah, the mask design is very simple. It's symmetrical on either side. So those red elements are sculpted on, but otherwise it is just a plain blue head sculpt to match the rest of the body. Moving down to the chest, you've got the nice spider design, and the paintwork does continue in the articulation as well. Like if I arch him back on that ball joint, you can see they have painted the lines further back there, which is a nice touch. And also on the shoulder joints as well. Do you see right now you've got these 3 lines there? Well, if I start moving the butterfly, you see those lines coming out for the articulation. So that's a nice touch. And again, on both sides, it absolutely makes a difference. So when you're actually articulating him and posing him, you're not losing elements of his costume design. So I do appreciate that subtle touch there. And then the red continues onto the shoulder joints and then all the way down the arms. and that is sort of sculpted in there, as well as all these sculpted muscles and veins that are on him. So these new arms, they're different from the Renew Your Vows. Of course, you've got the addition of the spikes, but there are veininess to it as well. That's what makes it different. So it's not just different forearms, it's different top arms and shoulders as well. So all of this is new, but the base body, the only difference from Renew Your Vows is paint, and then moving down to the legs, it's all blue. There is literally nothing there, no boots, nothing on the feet, just all blue. So all the paint is up top, and if I spin it around on the back, you can see that tatty spider web, which just ports in at the top, so it's not glued in. You can take that off, and that's just made of like that pearlescent white with the sort of texture and sculpt of web in there, and it does glisten under the lights a little bit, so I don't mind that at all. And I like how it's bigger and more tattier than the old one as well. It's a bit more dramatic and stands out a little bit more, which is a nice element. So yeah, all in all, nothing we haven't seen before. What else has he got? Well, not a lot, unfortunately, but he does have fisted hands, open palm, wall crawling hands, and then he doesn't have swipping hands like your traditional Spider-Man. Instead, you get these clawed hands, which are nicely done for Miguel here. I shouldn't need to go through articulation, as you should be familiar with the Renew Your Vows base body. Genuinely a great base body for these Spider-Man type characters. Lots of articulation in all the places you need to get him into some fun, dynamic poses. And here we have that original Renew Your Vows Spider-Man next to our new 2099 Spider-Man. And as you can see, they are the exact same height, as they share the same feet, the same legs, the same lower torso, same upper torso. The differences are the shoulders and the arms, as of course you've got the spikes on the arms for 2099. Renew Your Vows never had a hole in the back, as it didn't need anything to plug in, so they have added a hole for the cape over here, obviously. And for those that are always curious about these things, there's a closer look, so you can actually see the sculpted veins in the arms of this Spider-Man, where this was smooth to touch. So no sculpted veins here. We've got the sculpted veins, and of course that red line is like risen a little bit as well, so there's definitely some additional detail in the sculpt for that red line. And then of course no spikes on the forearm, where you've got these hard plastic spikes on the forearm here. But otherwise, the legs, the feet, they're all the same. If I go all the way down, all the same, all the way up, and then again on the back, there's your differences. And here we have them all on the table together. So this new Spider-Man is essentially what would you get if you crossed the 2099 character design with the Renew Your Vows body, mash these together, and you have this brand new Marvel Legend Spider-Man. So if you're a fan of this character design, I definitely think it's worth the upgrade for sure. A couple more different Marvel Legends Spider-Man body types. We've got the 60th anniversary Spider-Man, and then we have the Maximum series Spider-Man. Some smaller spider characters, we've got Miles and Spider-Boy. Now Miguel is from the future, but let's bring in some spider clones. We've got Kane and Scarlet Spider-Man, and I do very much appreciate getting updated versions of all of these iconic different Spider-Man costumes, as all of these are on the completely pinless bodies, and just aesthetically, they all look great in a display. Here we have a comic version of Peter Parker and Mary Jane, and you can put the Peter Parker head on the 2099 body, but there's no point, because that's not character accurate, as that's not Peter Parker. That's Miguel O'Hara, who we do not have an unmasked head for. But if you were curious, now you know. Considering it was on the animated tribute packaging, here we have the animated Peter Parker and Mary Jane, forever my mind's eye. Now, these are two characters I would absolutely take a reissue on this retro packaging. Just give us Peter Parker in his striped t-shirt instead. Now, I could be here forever with comparisons, but I have to show a few villains, right? So here we have Carnage and Venom. Here we have the recent animated Mysterio. Here we have the Build-A-Figure Lizard and Hobgoblin. And here we have Rhino and Green Goblin. Here we have a couple of other Spider-Man costumes. We've got the Spider Shot body, but more interestingly, I've had to borrow Robo's background again. Shout out Robo, as this is the alternative 2099 Spider-Man. So this is a separate costume that he gets in his storyline, and this is also in need of an upgrade. So maybe that will happen in the future too. For some female comparisons, here we have two of the better female body types. We've got Psylocke and Black Widow. For no reason, here's Ultimate Captain America and Iron Man. And that will do for now. I could genuinely be here all day with Spider-Man comparisons. So let's wrap up with some of the Who crew. We've got Frogman, Tigra, Jeff, and then last but never least, we've got Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. final thoughts on this Marvel Legends Spider-Man retro carded Spider-Man 2099. Now, I know some people get frustrated with the re-releases and minor upgrades on characters we already have, but I'm always going to think it's worth it if it genuinely is a better representation of the character. And I think that this character looks much better on the Renew Your Vows body than it ever did on the Pizza Spider-Man body. And as we move into this new aesthetic of the pinless tech, it just looks better. What can I say? Obviously, it could have come with more accessories, so that is disappointing. Definitely an unmasked Miguel head, like I mentioned, but it still looks great for what it is, and it's on a decent Marvel Legends body. I think people are going to have fun with this one. And remember, collecting should be fun. Pose this one up and have some fun when you display it. If you like Marvel Legends, you're in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please, please, please hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on the video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Get involved one of the other tiers as well and come and join me on a live stream. You can literally become part of the channel. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on X at Dan Who Reviews, and I will of course see you on the next one.